Coming up here on GMA, I am live at Cocoa Beach. The high tide is just coming in. We have less than 24 hours until Nicole makes landfall. Should make landfall just south of here. We will be timing it all out and telling you what to expect impact-wise. A lot of folks have friends, family that have now made their trips down to Florida, and a lot of folks are looking at this late season storm. On top of all that, of course, we've got the midterm election results. Some of the votes still being counted. We're going to tell you what that means for President Biden's agenda and, of course, former President Trump as well. That and so much more coming up right here on GMA.
5:57 is the morning after Election Day, and our coverage continues on our next hour of GMSA. We've got results for you in case you missed them last night. And Stephen is tracking your morning commute right now, so we take a look at heavier traffic at Highway 90 at Couples. You're watching GMSA. We'll also get an update on our midweek forecast. We'll be right back.
Voter turnout not what was expected in Bexar County. Good morning. I'm Sarah Acosta. Coming up on GMSA, we're going to take a look at those numbers. Also, the technical difficulty that had some voters still standing in line at 10 o'clock last night.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're bracing for those changes, but right now we're at 70 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. We've made it to the day after. It is Wednesday. It is November 9th.
And thanks for starting your morning with us. Hope you've had a good week so far. Oh, weather's been kind of humid, especially in the morning.
That's right. Last couple of mornings. And Mike says this trend will continue till the big changes happen.
All the way through Friday morning. It'll still be very warm, very humid. Then the front moves on through here. So, yeah, we're starting off like yesterday and day before. As a matter of fact, a little bit different than yesterday because we didn't have anything showing up on radar than we do now. Here's a look outside with live cam. This is 410 over there at I-10 looking down to the southwest, and got all these low clouds hanging around here. We've been watching all of these sprinkly showers out there in portions of the hill country extending from Kerr County, Bandera down in toward Uvalde, Medina counties, and then further on down to the south. And zoom in a little bit more and you can see that there's even a couple of these that are now starting to show up here in western Bexar County. And yeah, right there just to the west of SeaWorld, everything kind of sliding up to the north. So even though there's nothing, maybe right there around 410 and 35. So even though there's not a lot right now, a couple of sprinkly showers are definitely going to be possible. As far as fog, there's nothing real thick being reported around the metropolitan area. A hint of it there, Port SA, Randolph, Pleasanton, 5 miles visibility. A lot more off to the east and to the southeast, and dense fog advisories down there. Mold is moderate. Pigweed is on the light side. Updated pollen count's going to be coming out in about an hour and a half or so. Temperatures are in the mid upper 60s, low 70s. Are going to stay steady all morning long thanks to the cloud cover, thanks to all that high humidity. We've got a decent breeze in town, and that's why, like I said, fog is not a huge problem here in town. 77 degrees at noon, and then a high temperature up to 82. Once again, close to 10 degrees above normal. Some folks will see more sunshine. Some folks will see a couple of scattered showers around the area. Yeah, we do it all again tomorrow, and to start off Friday, we're going to talk about that front. This is a doozy of a front. Great looking fall weekend in store. Traffic Authority, Stephen, you said you're seeing maybe a little bit of fog around 90.
Yeah, 90. I was going to say, I think we captured a hint of that here on that TransGuide camera. Mike, check that out. US 90 at Couples. Yeah, the conditions aren't too bad, but we do see those flashing lights out there off in the shoulder lane. It looks like that could be a stalled vehicle. Right now, TxDOT has not reported that, whether it's in the east or westbound lanes, but make sure to watch out. You have those flashing lights out there, as well as the hazard lights from the driver. So we want to make sure that we get them plenty of room. But I believe that could be in those eastbound lanes because traffic is really getting going, and that's likely because a lot of folks are traveling into the Alamo City, and this is when the commute really does start to pick up. But getting you to the map, there's not a lot else to show you out there, just some quiet roadways, lots of green on the screen, and of course those active road closures that could impact your commute, but we're going to have more on that a little bit later on. Right now, travel times, if you have to head to the Alamo City perhaps, it doesn't look too bad right now. I-10, that journey from Boerne, looks to be about 24 minutes at this hour and about 27 minutes. No need to hurry if you're coming in from Bulverde on 281 southbound, and right now on I-35 southbound, it's not too awful from New Braunfels. 25 minutes. So good time to head out the door if you plan to travel to the Alamo City. But let's get one last look around here. 90 at Nogalitos. We are off to a decent start again, but this is that hour where things really start to change. We're going to have those updates throughout the morning, so just stay with us for the very latest on road closures as well. Mark, stuff?
Thank you, Stephen. The Bexar County Elections Office was very busy last night, especially after some local polling sites experienced some technical difficulties.
Our Sarah Costa is live at the office on South Frio Street. And Sarah, do we know what that voter turnout looked like?
Good morning, Mark and Steph. Yeah, voter turnout not what was expected here in Bexar County, especially after there was a huge push to get people registered to vote. Turnout actually pretty disappointing. Only 43% of those registered in Bexar County actually showed up for this election. Now, that number was 49% back in 2019. There were long lines in some places. Polls closed at 7, but at 11 last night, at least 4 precincts were still showing up as being online. One of those locations at UTSA, there were a few technical issues reported by the election officials. At one point, a brief power outage gave poll workers some concerns. The election office now has to break down that data and see who turned out to vote and who stayed home, but also figure out how to help break down the lines at some of those most popular locations. The next steps will be to count the last of the mail-in ballots. The votes become official in about 10 days and 2 weeks when the votes will be canvassed. Now, there will be a press conference at 11 a.m. here at the Bexar County Elections Office. Of course, KSAT will be covering that on air and online. Live from downtown, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Mark and Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. Governor Greg Abbott giving his victory speech in McAllen. ABC News had projected that the incumbent will serve a third term.
He chose to host his watch party in a predominantly blue region of South Texas instead of the state capital this go-around. Part of his plan was to connect with the Hispanic vote. He also continued to push one of his bigger issues, border security. Some of Abbott's promises to voters were a more safe and secure Texas, job growth, and bringing down skyrocketing property taxes.
I ran for the farmers and ranchers down here on the border who pleaded for a more secure border in the state of Texas. And I ran for the thousands of Texans who came up to me and they said, Governor, just keep Texas, Texas.
The watch party went well into the night. However, Abbott was only there briefly and left after thanking his supporters for their vote of confidence.
After a tough fight to try to turn Texas blue, Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke wasn't able to secure enough votes.
Alicia Barrera was in El Paso, where O'Rourke's watch party took place, and has more about what comes next for the El Paso native.
Good morning. Well, it wasn't until about 10:30 last night Central Time that Beto O'Rourke finally made it to his election watch party. And although the defeat, he did come in good spirits, smiling and thanking his supporters. Also thanking his wife, Amy, and his mother, who were both in attendance. O'Rourke recognizing the accomplishments made during his campaign trail, including breaking fundraising records, completing an extensive town hall tour throughout all corners of Texas, and bringing in new voters. And in Uvalde, families of the victims of the Robb Elementary shooting reacting to the loss early in the night. On Twitter, the mother of Amory Jo Garza, who was murdered on May 24th, tweeted in part, quote, "One thing is for sure, I will never stop fighting for my children and yours," end quote. And here's what Beto O'Rourke had to say to them.
They are our heroes, and they're going to continue the fight, and I'm going to be right behind them, supporting them with all that I've got.
So what's next for the El Paso native? He hinted this might be it when it comes to campaigning for governor of Texas.
I don't know what my role or yours will be going forward, but I'm in this fight for life.
And those here last night, of course, disappointed in the outcome, but not disappointed in their candidate, saying they'll continue to push for change. In El Paso for GMSA, Alicia Barrera.
Another big race we follow, the race for Bexar County Judge.
It was a resounding win for Peter Sakai. He will transition from Children's Court Judge to Commissioner's Court as residents get a new head of county government for the first time in 2 decades. So election night was relatively drama-free. Sakai had a 21-point lead after early voting and fared well on election day as well. He delivered a victory speech that had his supporters all fired up.
I am committed to lead Bexar County and make sure that everyone can find their dreams and passions.
Now, Sakai says his next move is to rest before putting together his leadership team.
Sakai's opponent, Trish DeBerry, ended up conceding the judge's race before any of the election day results actually came in.
Garrett Beringer has reaction from her campaign.
It didn't take long for the crowd to dissipate at the Trish DeBerry campaign watch party after Democrat Peter Sakai took an early 21-point lead when the early vote came in. DeBerry eventually decided to concede before any of the election day votes rolled in. She told reporters that she had seen the writing was on the wall. DeBerry took a risk on this campaign. She was only in her seat on Commissioner's Court less than a year into her first term when she decided to run for judge. She had to abandon her commissioner's seat so she could try to win a countywide race as a Republican in a typically blue county. But DeBerry, who had owned her own PR firm, said that as an entrepreneur, she wasn't afraid of risk, and she was not sorry to have run.
I don't regret running for judge one single day. I have never lived my life with regret, with shoulda, coulda, woulda. And so I got in this race because I felt like if I hadn't, that I would have always thought to myself, what if I had done that?
She also had a rough campaign recently, catching criticism after she accused a local attorney and his advertising agent, without evidence, of having been behind dark money attack ads against her. And an Asian advocacy group said DeBerry calling her opponent, Peter Sakai, Dr. No during a debate was racist. Having sold her PR firm, DeBerry says she won't be going back there. And at this point, she's planning to take some time off before she decides her next steps. I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
There is other news this morning. Cleanup underway after an overnight fire at a Northwest Side apartment. Happened just before 10 last night at the Songbird Apartments off Callahan and Fredericksburg. Crews say they were able to knock out the flames quickly. While no one was hurt, one person is displaced for the time being. It's not clear what sparked the fire.
Tropical storm Nicole is forecast to strengthen into a Category 1 hurricane today as it approaches Florida's east coast. So parts of Palm Beach County and Vallejo County are under evacuation orders, and Orlando International Airport announced it will stop operations later this afternoon. At least 14 Florida school districts are closing schools today and tomorrow due to that storm.
Time right now, 6:10, 70 degrees.
Big night in Nashville, Tennessee. We're just hours away from the 56th Annual Country Music Awards, and you can watch it right here on KSAT 12. We're going to have a preview for you right after the break.
Outside with live cam, same song, third verse. Very humid and muggy out there. Lots of low clouds and 70 degrees. Mike's full forecast is coming up. And as we hit a break here, look at some of the other races we've been following overnight.
And welcome back. It's 6:14, happening tonight. Country music's biggest stage is 56th Annual CMA Awards to take place live at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville.
Luke Bryan and Peyton Manning will host the big event. There's also going to be live performances from some of country music's brightest stars, along with a tribute to Country Hall of Famer member Loretta Lynn.
You can watch it all tonight starting at 7 o'clock right here on KSAT 12.
6:15, 70 degrees.
And it's awesome. Flashing lights out there with the TransGuide cameras. Let's check back with our Stephen Cavazos.
That's still the case, unfortunately. That's out there along US 90 at Couples. We're going to get that shot up in just a moment, but let's get a quick look around town. There's 10 at Crossroads. As expected, the commute is getting going there, guys. 35 at Main. Just expect to see some slowdowns as we inch closer to that busy time that we all know as morning rush. But right now, some spots like 37 at Fair Avenue is not looking bad at all. But 90 is where we're seeing some of those issues as the commute does get going there. But right now, 37 at Houston, not too bad. But as I mentioned, we do have more of those problems off along US 90, and that is right there along Couples Road. You see those flashing lights? Looks like they could be off it a little bit further in the distance. That's actually a stalled vehicle that we mentioned a little bit earlier, reported in the eastbound lanes, right there at Couples Road. Not really causing any issues, and again, it does look like it may have already cleared out, so that's better news to report. Giving you a wide look at the map, just been pretty quiet throughout the morning, and we hope it stays that way, but it obviously depends on drivers' behavior, so just remember to take it easy out there. 281 over on the north side of San Antonio, just heads up, although we are getting closer to the weekend, work will continue along one of those busy spots on Thursday, November 10th. Now that work obviously will take place a little bit earlier in the morning, so expect it to impact your commute for 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening, alternating lane closures in the northbound frontage road from Bulverde Road to Borgfeld Drive. So David Sears always keeps us informed, so we'll check in with him as well when he gets into the station. But just drive safe, and again, there at 90 at Couples, does look like that stall vehicle has cleared out, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. We actually had a couple districts that didn't have classes yesterday for Election Day, but back to normal today, Mike.
Yes, indeed. And as you hit the roads, watch out for a couple of little sprinkly showers. We've seen just a few of them on the far west and far northwest side of Bexar County. And as the morning rolls on, we'll see just a couple more of these little sprinkles. And then out in the hill country, going to show you that in a second. Temperatures are going to stay very steady all morning long. We're going to be in the upper 60s. I just had deja vu. It's like I've seen this same graphic yesterday and the day before that. And later on today, 82 degrees. Some folks will see more sunshine. I had lots of blue skies yesterday afternoon in my house. And then right around the corner, you saw there was a bunch of showers out there. So that'll be the situation again today. Take a look at radar right now. And yeah, we've got, you know, not really a heck of a lot. It's not the most impressive radar picture, but there are a couple of these showers out here, again, primarily in portions of the hill country. And then here's those few little sprinkly showers that are starting to form up there right around Rio Medina, and a couple more out here around almost getting in toward Bernie. If you're going out 10, you may run into one or two of those sprinkles. And then over here on the east side of Bexar County, and there are a couple of these little sprinkly showers here and there, just again, one or two of them, enough to make the roads kind of slippery. Otherwise, not really a heck of a lot, but a lot of these are trying to form up out here to the northwest as all this moisture kind of runs into the escarpment there and gets sort of lifted up in the atmosphere. So a few of these sprinkles around later on this morning. 70 here in town, 69 in Bulverde, Canyon Lake, Comfort at 68. Temperatures are averaging 15, 20 degrees above their respective normals. We should be in the low 50s right now. We'll stay steady for the next couple of hours, a couple of those little sprinkles out there. Some sunshine thrown in this morning. 77 at noon. And again, a shower or two here or there. Like I was just saying, some folks will see more sunshine today. Some folks, a couple of those little sprinkly showers. Going into Friday, here's along the front, which is going to be working its way on through here in the early morning hours and toward mid-morning. A few showers, even a couple of decent downpours and a few thunderstorms. This will continue to progress down to the south and to the southeast. As it moves on through, Storm Prediction Center does have the chance for a couple of stronger, potentially severe storms. Not like the atmosphere is really overly volatile, but you've got very warm, humid air and then a conflicting air mass running into it. So that's why we will see some of those. And also with this front, instead of just being a Pacific front, it's got some pretty good support behind it as far as cold air. Yeah, that's the actual air temperature, 13 degrees below zero in Cut Bank, Montana. Obviously ain't getting that cold, but at least this has a lot more oomph to it than the previous fronts we've had moving through here the past few weeks. 77 degrees today at noon, couple of showers here and there, one or two of them later on this afternoon. Again, some folks will see a lot of sunshine, 82 for a high temperature, almost 10 above normal. Tomorrow, do it all over again, deja vu again. And then Friday, we start off very warm and humid like every other day this week. Front moves on through here. Temperatures will drop down throughout the day. And we are going to be seeing some of those showers, a couple of thunderstorms. It'll be windy Saturday, not as windy Sunday, but boy, lots of clouds, cold, great weekend. Love it.
We do too. Thanks.
620, 70 degrees.
Another exciting round of playoff high school volleyball in the books. We're going to have a recap for you in Morning Sports that's coming up right after the break.
Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide my skin, not me.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it.
Hide my skin, not me.
And for kids ages 6 months and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch. With Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin, not me.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
6:23 in morning sports. Third round of the UIL High School volleyball playoffs wrapped up last night. Livernia clinched a berth in this weekend's Class 4A regional tournament with a hard-fought sweep of Davenport. The Bears rallied with a late deficit to win a tightly contested second set 30-28, then held off a late surge to defeat the Wolves in the third set 27-25. All three sets were decided by 2 points. There are 6 seniors on this year's roster, and Livernia's past experience in the playoffs helped them advance.
We have a lot of seniors on the team and we all play, so it helps to know the game and know playoffs and be able to use the nervousness as our advantage.
You have to lean on your teammates. It's a team game, it's not a me game. You have 6 girls on the court. You have to, if you make a mistake, you have to come together after every point and be there.
Meanwhile, Harlan is the last remaining area team alive in the Class 6A ranks. The Hawks defeated Warren 3-1 to punch their tickets to the regional tournament for the 3rd straight season. You can catch full highlights from the match on the BGC page over at ksat.com.
Time now, 6:24 and 70 degrees for now. A lot of questions this morning after an early morning fire on the city's southwest side. Why crews are calling it a suspicious fire? That's just ahead.
And here's a look at some of the other races we've been tracking overnight for you as we head to break.
Voter turnout lower than the 2018 election. Good morning, I'm Sarah Acosta. Coming up on GMSA, we're going to go over those numbers. Also hear from the Bexar County Elections Office about why some voters were still in line to vote at 11 last night.
In Converse, an hours-long standoff ends, and now one man is facing charges. We're going to tell you if anyone was hurt.
And outside with live cam this morning, we have some low clouds. Is there any fog in our metro area? Meteorologist Mike Hosjay just standing by with more on that. It is finally the day after the elections. It's Wednesday, November 9th.
Thanks for joining us. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a good week. Starting a little humid, starting a repeat of kind of what we had yesterday.
It seems like it's been like this since about Sunday morning, Mike.
Yeah, and Monday was kind of the worst in the mornings. You know, that's when the humidity was just sky high, and it's sort of eased a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it still doesn't feel like November out there. It will, though, by Friday. Just get ready for that. If you haven't found your heavier coat and sweater yet, you will need it during the day on Friday. Friday is one of those days we've been talking about how previously it's like take a coat in the morning, won't need it in the afternoon with a big warm. No, just the opposite. You probably won't need a coat in the morning Friday, except maybe a raincoat, and then you will definitely need it by the afternoon and all weekend long. More on that in a second, kind of getting ahead of myself here. Yeah, plenty of clouds hanging around here, and we've got temperatures that are, once again, almost 20 degrees above normal. We should be in the low 50s. We're at 70 right now here in town. A lot of humidity out there. Dew points well up in the upper 60s. Got a decent breeze, so that's really helping out with not seeing a lot of fog in the metropolitan area. More on that in a second. First of all, as you can see, just a few little light scattered sprinkles. Not really a heck of a lot, just sort of a gee whiz type thing. A few of them there right along from Lakey down toward Concan and crossing over 90 in between Sabinal and Uvalde. And we've had a few showers earlier this morning around Hondo, now in and around Medina Lake, and even a couple of them here on the far north and west side of Bexar County. There have been a couple earlier this morning just up there north of Leon Springs on 10. Again, not a lot, enough to make the roads damp in a couple of spots. And as far as any fog, Pleasanton 5 miles visibility, 8 New Braunfels, 9 Randolph at Port SA. Again, not anything too thick, but it's very thick off to the east of us. And we do have a dense fog advisory around Goliad and Victoria counties. Mold moderate, pigweed light. The updated count's going to come out in about an hour. So warm, humid, sprinkles, patchy fog this morning. This afternoon, just like yesterday, some folks will see more sunshine. Some folks will see a shower or two, warm and humid. That'll be the case tomorrow. Then Friday, front moves through. We're going to have some showers in the morning and throughout the day. cooler, windy, and yeah, it's going to be a great fall day and great fall weekend. Windy on Saturday, cloudy, cool all weekend long, so you will get some use out of that coat. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, any big problems out there?
No, actually just got an update from our friends over at TransGuide. Things have been pretty calm as we are now approaching busy morning rush. Let's get a quick look around town there. Not a lot going on to show you at 410 at Fredericksburg. We did have a few issues that were out reported earlier in the morning, but those quickly cleared out. 410 at McCullough doesn't look bad at all, but obviously getting a little bit busier now that the commute is rolling. 281 right by the airport. Good news if you're heading out over there, but just watch out for a little bit of a slowdown there along 410 at Ingram. Let's get you to the map because that's basically what we're going to start seeing now, or just some of those slowdowns. And we're already seeing that buildup taking place in those usual hot spots there along US 90 at 1604 over on the far west side of Bexar County. If you're traveling in from Castroville, keep that in mind. Also northwest side 1604 and 35 southbound if you're approaching in from Live Oak, but it's just been off to a pretty calm start. Of course, we're going to continue to keep a close eye on these roadways if we can get it back there on the map, and again have those updates on road closures throughout the morning. Mark, Steph.
Stephen, thank you. Some of the busiest polling locations here in Bexar County experienced technical difficulties that caused long lines late into the night.
Our Sarah Costa is live at the Bexar County Elections Office on South Frio Street. And Sarah, do we know what caused those problems?
Mark, Steph, election officials still trying to figure out what caused those problems that left some voters in line at some precincts trying to cast their ballot well past 10 o'clock last night. So polls closed actually at 7 o'clock last night, but some voters in at least 4 precincts were still showing being online, still waiting in line to cast their ballot. So one of those locations at UTSA, there were few technical issues reported by election officials. At one point, a brief power outage gave poll workers some concerns. As for voter turnout, well, actually not that great. About 43% of registered voters actually participated in this election. That number was 49% back in 2018. The next steps will be to count the last of the mail-in ballots. The votes become official in about 10 days to 2 weeks when the votes will be canvassed. The elections office now has to break down the data and see who turned out to vote and who stayed home, but also figure out how to help break down some of those lines at the most popular polling locations.
Voters over these 3 years have been showing us where they're going to go vote. And they historically, our highest sites are always our early voting sites. Brook Hollow, Encino, Tobin, UTSA. And so the voters have gone back to those sites, and that's where we're seeing the lines.
So there's going to be a press conference here at the Bexar County Elections Office at 11 a.m. where we're going to recap those election results, and that's what that's going to be discussed there. Of course, KSAT will be covering that on air and online. And now we take a look at the Texas governor's race, where Governor Greg Abbott will be officially serving his 3rd term. And as John Paul Barajas reports, this will make him the 2nd longest serving governor in Texas.
We're in Deep South Texas in McAllen, where Governor Greg Abbott gave his victory speech on this stage. ABC News projecting the incumbent will serve a 3rd term, making him the 2nd longest serving governor of the state. Governor Greg Abbott hosting his watch party in a predominantly blue region of South Texas instead of the state capital this go around. It's a strategic move, as one of the biggest issues he's campaigned on is border security, as well as to continue making strides with the Hispanic vote.
Republicans that we endorsed were elected from Nueces County to Cameron County, Hidalgo County, and all the way over to Terrell County on the border, and counties in between. So I want to say tonight, congratulations to the next generation of Republicans who were elected tonight.
The governor's projected win will also continue a streak that dates back to 1992, which is over 200 consecutive statewide election losses for Texas Democrats. Some of Abbott's promises to voters is a more safe and secure Texas, job growth, and bringing down skyrocketing property taxes.
We started this campaign in South Texas. We celebrated my primary victory in South Texas. Tonight, we return to South Texas to celebrate my re-election for you being your governor for 4 more years.
A party went well into the night, starting off with a band, followed by a mariachi to close and a barrage of fireworks. The governor showed up around 10 o'clock, but left shortly after, thanking his supporters for their vote of confidence. In McAllen, for GMSA, John Paul Barajas.
Thank you, John Paul. Last night in El Paso, Beto O'Rourke accepting his defeat during his watch party and took a moment to thank his supporters, his wife, mother, and staff.
O'Rourke recognized major accomplishments during his campaign trail, including breaking fundraising records. He says he got this far thanks to Texans wanting change.
They are our heroes, and they're going to continue the fight, and I'm going to be right behind them, supporting them with all that I've got.
And on Twitter, the mother of Anne-Marie Jo Garza reacting to O'Rourke's loss, tweeting in part, "One thing is for sure, I will never stop fighting for my children and yours."
A convincing victory this morning for Judge Peter Sakai over Trish DeBerry in the race for Bexar County judge.
Dylan Collier was there as a longtime children's court judge prepares to make the leap to the head of county government.
It's been 2 decades since voters put someone other than Nelson Wolff in the county judge's office. A packed room of supporters were happy that person is Peter Sakai. The former district court judge stuck to his principles and refused to engage in a negative campaign, even as opponent Trish DeBerry hurled some strong allegations against him without providing evidence over the last few weeks. Voters didn't buy into the noise, so Sakai steps up to replace Wolff, someone he plans to work alongside during the next 2 months of transition.
He did it his way, and Judge Sakai is going to do it his way, but I want to be respectful. We're going to finish out all the projects that he and the current Commissioners Court have created, and he's done a wonderful job as the county judge. He's established a lot of legacy projects.
The Judge Peter Sakai era begins on New Year's Day. Reporting on the Northwest Side, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
And meanwhile, Trish DeBerry ended up conceding the judge's race before any of the Election Day results actually came in.
That's right. Speaking to her supporters, DeBerry said her campaign was responsible for bringing up issues like possibly moving the county jail and getting the county to have more of a voice at SAWS and CPS Energy.
My hope is that Peter Sakai will not just lock down the nuts and bolts of the county, but he will have a vision that will carry this community forward for 20 years, and that's what I wanted to bring to the table.
And DeBerry had to take a big risk to run for judge, giving up her spot as a lone Republican commissioner to take a shot at the countywide seat in a typically blue county. However, she said she did not regret running. It was also a long election night in Uvalde. It, however, came to a disappointing end for the families of the robbed victims.
As Lee Waldman reports, the County Commissioner Precinct 2 race going to the incumbent Mariano Pargas.
The 3 write-in candidates had an uphill battle, but ultimately they were defeated by Pargas. Many of the families of the 21 came to support Javier Cáceres, Jackie's father, in his efforts to unseat Pargas. Cáceres has said all along he's a parent first and a politician second. Despite this being his first run in politics, Cáceres wasn't nervous about an election night. Even though Tuesday night didn't go as planned, families here hope Pargas keeps their kids in mind as he approaches his new term.
Whatever help they need from me and my family, I will help as much as I can. You know, I just want them to do the right thing. You know, Uvalde has been stagnant for a long time. You know, win or lose, you know, I hope this person does the best for our community.
Just to remember our babies. You know, they mean a lot to a lot of people, and we want them to be remembered and to continue to honor them the right way.
The families have said even though things didn't go as planned tonight, they were happy to be able to watch election night together as one. In Uvalde, Lee Waldman for GMSA.
Now to the race for Bexar County District Attorney.
Joe Gonzalez declaring victory against Republican candidate Mark LaHood. Now, District Attorney Joe Gonzalez celebrated with his supporters last night. Gonzalez announced his victory hours after the polls closed.
I'm very content, and I thank the citizens of Bexar County, number one, for coming out to vote, and for number two, endorsing the hard work that we've been doing.
Republican challenger Mark LaHood last night not wanting to give an interview until all the votes were counted. This will be Gonzalez's second term as Bexar County DA.
Our election coverage continues over at KSAT.com. We have a breakdown of all the major races, including interviews and a full breakdown from all our reporters. You can get the latest updates online right now. There's other news this morning. Firefighters have lots of questions after responding to an early morning blaze at a home on the city's southwest side, all unfolding around 3 o'clock this morning on Harriman Place, not far from South Zarzamora. The house was vacant, so no one was hurt. However, crews are calling it suspicious because they were actually at that same location around 8:45 last night. Firefighters continue to investigate.
Also new this morning, a man facing charges after a 6-hour standoff at a home in Converse. Converse police tell us that last night around 9:30, a SWAT team entered that home and the suspect was arrested. It happened after the man reportedly fired some shots in the area. No one was hurt. We are told the man will be evaluated by medical professionals and booked into the Bexar County Jail for deadly conduct with a firearm.
Just about 6:42, 70 degrees.
And you're probably noticing a change for some of the guys here at KSAT. After the break, an update on No Shave November and a look at the KSAT leaderboard.
And as we head to break, some of the other races we're keeping an eye on.
And welcome back. No Shave November continues, and we want to get you an update on how things are looking this morning.
Stephen Cavazos joined us now with a look at the leaderboard. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning. Smidge more hairier than yesterday. Yes, but we're working on it right now. We're doing phenomenally well. I just checked our leaderboard, number 2 in the country. That is awesome. Out of so many teams, let's take a look at our leaderboard with KSAT. Mike Osterhage still taking the lead there at 1735, but hey, Mark Austin is right behind him at 1080. So I'm holding strong, $600. I'm a little bit up from yesterday, so thank you to those donors. David Sears, $500 strong, and Justin Horn now in the mix, $261. Now here's the thing, obviously it's a fun competition for us here at KSAT, but we always want to make sure that we remind all our viewers that the money that we are raising goes back toward cancer research, treatment, and prevention. There are 13 foundations that will benefit from our efforts this year, so if you would like to donate to any of us here on GMSA or any of the other shows or any of the folks behind the scenes, scan that QR code. It will take you directly to our KSAT No Shave page. You could make your donation there to any of the members or to the team as a whole, but we always try to plug ourselves here throughout the morning. So hey, Team Whiskers, Team Gray Hair.
And I'm so proud of you guys. Do you realize that y'all are the top 3? Mike's over here. I know you can't see him.
Well, I would like to.
No, but I was going to say, the top 5.
Yes.
What do we all have in common? Aside from the devastatingly good looks that we have.
Of course.
That's what I was thinking.
The good looks, yeah, that helps.
Morning folks.
Yes.
We're a morning.
Thank you to our morning folks out
Thank
there.
you so much. We get a little bit more time to lobby, but that's okay. I'm okay with that advantage.
It makes it fun.
That's life going west.
Yes, it is.
But thankfully, traffic's been pretty quiet this morning, too.
That's
so
true.
you do have to head out. Just a quick look at the roadways. Not a lot happening out there. I've had a pretty easy morning. As you can take a look there, if we can move that camera a little bit further in, you get a look at the commute. It's just nice. Thankfully, not a lot to talk about on my end, but I mentioned that we're going to continue to keep a close eye on things. We have about 20 cameras here at the station, but there are over 200 that I try to keep up with around town. Thankfully, none of them are showing any big issues out there, but slowdowns will be the case right now. 1604. Again, if you're approaching in from Castroville, you will see that there, and especially on the northwest side, we have a lot of construction that takes place there according to TxDOT. So just plan ahead. Of course, we're going to watch things throughout the morning, but 410, it's getting a little bit busier out there, Mike Osterhage.
Yeah, at least the roads in and around the city proper appear to be dry as of right now as far as what is detectable rain. I'm going to show you that in just a second. And love this picture. It is clouds and dogs and cows and milkweed, and there's the moonrise. And a lot of folks are going to see a beautiful moonrise, obviously one day past full. Some folks aren't going to be seeing it because we'll have those clouds sticking around here late this afternoon, but there will be a lot of spots where there's going to be a lot of broken clouds later on today. Not any broken clouds out there, just that solid gray layer. And we do have a few of these light showers. And like I was just talking about, here in town, we haven't seen much of anything as far as any detectable showers. Now, over here on the far north west side, we've got a few more of these light little sprinkly showers, and yeah, a couple of them have been in northwestern Bexar County. Over there by Medina Lake, a little bit of rain, not anything really that much of any consequence. And then a little further out to the west, we've got this line of rain, and this is from Canepa up toward Concan, Lakey, Again, it's just a few light showers out there. It's nice to see some rain. Now, we'll have the better chance of rain, though, Friday morning as the front moves on through here. Mid-upper 60s, low 70s, 15 to 20 degrees above normal, plenty of humidity. Temperatures will stay steady the rest of the morning thanks to the high humidity, thanks to the cloud cover. A couple of breaks in the clouds late this morning, 77 at noon. Still got that chance for, again, 1 or 2 showers out there, like yesterday, like the day before, where we have some sunshine in places, a couple of showers in other places, 82 for a high temperature. But then look at what happens when that front moves on through. Way above normal and then on the below normal side, and very consistent. This is kind of the icing on the cake, if you will. The front moves through, and then we're going to be staying on the cooler side going into next week, and the low temperatures will also be staying on the cooler side going into much of next week, well below normal. There's those rain chances coming on in here as the front works its way through, and this is going to be during the day on Friday. The front will move through in the morning, and we'll have some of these lingering even in behind it. And the other nice thing too is this thing has a lot of upper level support, or a lot of cold air support. This is what it looks like in the upper levels of the atmosphere, but this huge trough moving on through here, and all this really cold air is going to be kind of pushing on in here and pushing those cooler temperatures on in. Unlike the last couple of fronts we've had, which we always said have been Pacific fronts, just basically pulls in drier air. This one's considered more of an Arctic front. 77 degrees today at noon, a shower or 2 around the area, and then later on this afternoon, 82, 10 above normal, same song and dance, a shower, breezy, some folks see more sunshine, same thing again tomorrow. Then the front moves on through here, going for mid-morning as it passes through San Antonio. We will have some showers, a couple of thunderstorms around the area. It's going to be breezy, temperatures will drop throughout the day. Grilled cheese and soup kind of a day on Friday afternoon, and then it's going to stay cool Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Another small chance of rain on Monday.
And you haven't used the words wind chill, so it's going to be blustery, but it's not going to be quite that cold.
Right.
Wind chill formulas really come into play when you get down below 50, so in the evening hours, getting down there. But even if it's above 50, you don't need a formula to tell you it's colder.
True.
Yeah.
True. That wind sneaks down the back of your neck. So.
Still pleasant for Veterans Day celebrations on Saturday, and for our event at the Quarry on Saturday evening. Yes, take a jacket.
652, 70 degrees.
And how often do you think about the future? Well, many Americans with 401k accounts are finding their monthly statements a little scary to look at with the ups and downs of the economy. Tomorrow on GMSA, what you should be thinking about now for your retirement plan.
Outside with Live Cam, we've made it to midweek, the day after the election. Things look okay out there at the airport right now. Check ahead if you are flying today for any traffic trouble spots as far as air travel goes. There are some problems around the country this morning.
Time check is now 6:55. Let's get a look at that commute because things are moving there along 90 at Nogalitos, but watch out. Commute is getting busier. We can expect to see that. And as I take you to the map, it does look like a crash popped up there along 410. We're going to have to find out which direction that's in, but just make sure to drive carefully. Slowdowns are what you can expect at this point. 35 southbound, 1604 northwest side, and as well as US 90 on the far west side of Bexar County, Mike.
Just watch out for a couple of little sprinkles. Not a heck of a lot is showing up on radar right now. It is warm. It is humid out there. Temperatures mid-upper 60s, low 70s, and we're going to be up to 82. Some folks will see more sunshine today. Some folks a shower or two. Counting down to that big front Friday.
Yes, we are. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, look forward to it. See you guys at 9.
GMA is next.